be good.
All right, here's what we got. Everything that we're going to be using to set up the exterior lights. We've got a 12 volt power supply. It puts out 125 watts, which is enough to power my two lights, which I believe these are 18 a piece. And then my LED light strip for the Underglow probably pulls about 45 or 50 watts. So we'll hook this up. It's going to convert my 120 volt power to 12 volt and allow us to connect these two, and then we'll connect it to this RF controller here, which this controls the power here, which allows me to change the light color and the settings of the LED strip. It's got a few different settings on it, like flash, strobe, fade, so that should be pretty cool. We'll be able to play around with the lights under the trailer. And then connecting to that will be this wire, which will run down to underneath the trailer, and then we'll hook up our LED strip to that. So this is the back corner of the trailer, and I'm gonna mount the power supply in here, and then this electrical box will go right in there. Okay, so we've got our 12 volt power supply mounted here. I actually ended up running a screw through the outside of the door frame here and into this, because this is a 120 watt power supply, so it's pretty heavy. And then it's running up here. I just made this junction box to house our wire connectors for the power supply. So this is where the main 120 volt power from my breaker panel is coming in, and we connect it to the power supply, the 12 volt power supply, and it runs down to that. And then next we're going to connect our RF controller here. Okay, so I've taken the lead from our 12 volt power supply and teed it into two other wires here. So these two wires I'm going to connect to the RF controller, and these will control the Underglow, and then the other two wires will run up into the ceiling and control our exterior lights. That way the 120 watt power supply is going to be powering both of our 12 volt lights. So we'll get that set up. So now we'll take the 4 leads for our red, green, blue Underglow lights for the LED strip, and we'll get those wired in these corresponding slots. Okay, so we got those connected. The V plus is for the black wire, and then you've got your red, green, blue. And we got red, green, blue connected, and we got our positive and negative input here, and then this is the output going to our lights. So take this tape off. Just like that. So we got this wired up. So next I'm going to drill a hole down here in the bottom corner of the trailer. So it actually got a bunch of spray foam here from the manufacturer, so there probably is a hole down here somewhere. So I'm actually going to get underneath the trailer and to check to see where that hole is, and then we might not have to drill a new hole. But we're going to run our RGB wire down through that hole, and then we'll get under the trailer and connect our LED strip, and then we'll wire that up. So for my exterior lights, I've got 2 of these RV porch lights is what they call them. They're just downward angle. They're 40-degree down angle LED lights, and they're 10 inches each. So what I'm gonna do is just center them on either side of my window. That way when my awning's open, it's not blocking the light. And they're So I've got both of my wire holes drilled out for my lights, and just have my lights hanging here by those wires. So we'll go on the inside and get them all wired up and attached to our power supply, and then I'll come back out and finish mounting them with 2 screws and some silicone to seal it up. Back inside the trailer here, this would have been a lot easier to wire these up before I put my wall panels. But honestly, I wasn't sure what exterior lights I was going to go with until afterwards. So I'm doing it this way. I didn't fasten all of my wall panels down for this reason. So I've actually unscrewed a couple screws here at the top of each aluminum wall panel. And I'm able to just kind of pull these back to access behind them to the wood. So you can kind of see on this one. So I just pull those back a little bit, and then I can get up in here and pull those wires out and then do my attachments. And once I do that, then I'll just stuff my wire back into that channel behind my wooden wall. So. Here I'm using a triple connector because I'm gonna have the wire coming in from my power supply, and then the wire to my light, and then the wire going to my next light. So I need 3 connections. Okay, so we've got our hole drilled here in the corner, and got our wires coming out from the power supply inside. So I'm gonna cut these and then solder in the male plug for the LED strip. and we'll get that connected. And then I've got some metal brackets that we're gonna mount the LED strip to the underside of the trailer with. But first, we're gonna get this cut and get the male end of the plug soldered up here. Should help that plug stay together and keep that waterproof in there. Alright guys, that's a wrap for the exterior lighting. We've got our 2 floodlights up top here on either side of the awning. And then I've got my underglow lights here. You can change them to whatever color we want. To the flash or the strobe. Looking pretty sweet, starting to look like a concession trailer. Stay tuned for the next one. Should be good.